For step A, that was our non-permissible values. In this one, x can't equal 1. So that means that we're going to have a vertical asymptote at x equals 1 unless this is a hole. So vertical asymptote or hole at x equals 1. The way that we're going to find that out is we're going to factor this and see if we can get those factors to simplify. So right beside it here, I'm going to notice that I can factor the top. It's going to be x minus 4, x minus 1. And the bottom I have 1 minus x. And whenever you have 1 minus x, or it sort of seems backwards to a factor that you have on top, you've seen this before, we could factor out a negative to make it match up. And if I did that, I would notice that these two do cancel out. So then the question is it a vertical asymptote or is it a hole? It will be a hole. So now our equation has simplified. I can actually circle that it's going to be not a vertical asymptote, but a hole. And if we want to find the exact equation of that hole, we can look and say, now that it's been simplified, I would have x minus 4, and I have a negative on the bottom, which you can write as negative 1. Well, a negative on the bottom like that, you could say that's the same as having a negative out front. So that's the same as having negative x plus 4 in the end as far as our graph is concerned. So this is going to be a straight line, and it's going to have a hole in that graph. To find out exactly where that hole is, we're going to have to plug in 1. And when I plug in 1 for x, I get 3. So I know that I have a hole at 1, 3. Now, since my equation simplified to a line in the end, I don't have to do part B. I don't have to worry about horizontal asymptotes, because my final graph, now that it's simplified, is a line, and I already know how to graph that. So I'm not left with a rational equation where I'm going to have to check for those other asymptotes. I still want to find part C, was finding other points or finding intercepts. Now that I've got my equation, y equals negative x plus 4. If we plug in 0 for y to find our x-intercept, we would get 0 equals negative x plus 4. And so we would find out that our x-intercept is at x equals 4. And if we wanted to find our y-intercept, we'd plug in 0 for x. Well, I'll write the 0 plus 4. So you get our y-intercept is also 4. And when we go to graph this one, here's our x-intercept. There's our y-intercept. And we know that our hole is at 1, 3. So draw an open circle and label 1, 3. And there's our straight line with a hole in it. Yes?
Do we need 2 points on the graph?
You need, for sure, your hole.
Sorry, I should say 3 points.
Yeah, and this question, with the process that we're doing, we're always labeling our x and y intercepts if we can. So in this case, that ended up being 3 points.
Okay. So you basically just need the asymptote 3 points, asymptote slash hole at 2 points.
You're going to have, yeah, if you have a hole, you're going to label it. If you have your intercepts, you're going to label them. And then with your asymptotes, which we're going to see in our next couple of examples, sometimes we're not going to have a point in a section of the graph. Then you're going to find one and plug that in. Questions for this one? Just question number 3.